Hey everybody, it's Jamie here and welcome to Travel Blog Jamie. Before you go any further, please do give this video a cheeky little like, subscribe and turn on notifications for my bi-weekly travel and cruise vlogs. Thank you. Now then, you don't have to go too far these days to hear P&O guests talk about cutbacks since they last cruised, particularly if that was pre-pandemic. While some are small, they are noticeably absent. These cutbacks have had a significant impact on the onboard experience for P&O Cruises passengers. There are fewer choices of food and drink. The service has been reduced and some of the small touches that made the cruise special have been removed. Passengers may feel that they have not received the same luxury and attention to detail as before. P&O Cruises' strategy to achieve profitability seems centered around sailing their ships at full capacity by offering attractive rates. By maximizing the number of passengers on board, their aim seems to be to generate revenue from onboard spending such as drinks, excursions and spa treatments. Paul Ludlow, president of Carnival UK, gave interviews to Travel Weekly in early 2023, which confirmed P&O's strategy for the short term was to offer value-based fares and sail at 100% capacity and achieve revenue via pre-cruise purchases and onboard spend versus higher prices and sailing at under 100% capacity. His prediction was that now that the cruise industry is seeing strong demand and bookings, prices will increase over the next year or so. If you have shares with Carnival plc, you will also know the company is focusing on returning to profitability after taking a huge hit during the pandemic. So commercially, this explains the current approach. Some cutbacks may also be as a result of staffing difficulties, which has had an impact across the entire hospitality and travel industry, or of course, in pursuit of covering past losses and achieving profitability again, it may be an entirely conscious decision to operate with fewer crew. Cutback number 1, evening turndown. Previously, passengers could look forward to returning to the cabins in the evening to find their beds turned down, curtains drawn, towels replaced and chocolates on their pillows, as well as tea, coffee replenished. However, due to the recent cutbacks, this service has been discontinued. This means that passengers are now responsible for tidying their cabins at night, making their own beds and preparing the room for a comfortable night's sleep. While this may seem like a small change, it does impact the overall level of experience and is one of the more noticeable cutbacks. Stewards and stewardesses will now only come on duty in the evening to make up any additional beds such as Pullman bunks or sofa beds. Cutback number 2, small touches like flowers in cabin and dining room tables. Admittedly, these were a small touch, but at the same time notably absent. A single flower used to be present on every dining room table and in the cabins in a small vase. Unfortunately, as part of the cost-saving measures, P&O Cruises has decided to remove this small touch from cabins and restaurants. A small thing, but with Avia and Ionis sailing with over 5,000 passengers, you can see how these seemingly small touches can add up. Cutback number 3, reduced dinner menus. In the past, P&O Cruises offered a selection of always available dishes as additional options in addition to the main menu. These meant you could always depend on classic favourites like prawn cocktail or tomato soup for starters, or grilled chicken breast or steak as mains if other dishes didn't take your fancy. However, as part of the recent cutbacks, these dishes have been merged into the main menu, effectively padding it out. Whilst the streamlining of choices may have been implemented to simplify the dining experience and demands on crew, it also means that passengers have fewer distinct options to choose from. In some cases, you may also note that your favourite dishes have shrunk somewhat. Cutback number 4, nibbles or canapes with drinks. If you previously visited some of the smarter bars such as the Crow's Nest or Anderson's or similar, you might remember being given some nibbles or on some occasions like black tie nights, small canapes when ordering drinks. Unfortunately, due to the cutbacks, P&O Cruises has discontinued the provision of these complimentary snacks, which were a nice touch. Cutback number 5, face cloths. A small but noticeable change in the cutbacks implemented by P&O Cruises is the removal of face cloths from cabin amenities. In the past, passengers could expect to find fresh face cloths readily available for their use. However, as part of the cost-saving measures, these face cloths are no longer provided. Passengers will now need to bring their own, although these may be available if you request them. Cutback number 6, coffee shop changes. If you've frequented the coffee venues on board, you might remember having the option of a complimentary snack or cake with each drink ordered. Unfortunately, that is no longer, and the items in the coffee shops are now chargeable. Although if you want a coffee drinker, you might prefer being able to just opt for cake. Cutback number 7, slimmed down breakfast in-room dining options. In the past, passengers had the option to enjoy breakfast in the comfort of their cabins with a varied menu to choose from to include hot, freshly made tea or coffee. However, as a result of the cutbacks, P&O Cruises has significantly reduced the breakfast in-cabin menu. This means that passengers now have fewer choices available, and in addition, there is a tray charge. Cutback number 8, trimmed down drinks options. P&O Cruises has streamlined and reduced the offerings in the drinks department, most notable in the cocktails. There are now only 3 to 4 cocktails you can obtain ship-wide, whereas for more specialty options, you will need to visit a specific bar. Some old favourites are gone altogether. Cheese boards are now ready-made instead of silver service, and port-soaked Stilton is no longer available. How am I going to manage that? Previously, passengers could choose from a range of cheeses and crackers/biscuits, have them served as they wished. However, in an effort to cut costs, P&O Cruises now offers ready-plated cheese boards. This therefore removes the personalised touch and the opportunity to customise one's cheese selection. Furthermore, the beloved port-soaked Stilton, a particular favourite among cheese enthusiasts, is no longer available, potentially disappointing those who enjoyed this unique offering. Next cutback, complimentary room service, or not. In the past, passengers could enjoy the convenience of complimentary room service, where they could order food or drinks to be delivered directly to their cabins. Unfortunately, as part of the cost-cutting measures, P&O Cruises has discontinued complimentary room service. All items ordered through room service now come with an additional charge, and there is an additional fee for the tray itself. This change may disappoint passengers who appreciated the convenience and comfort of having food and beverages delivered to their cabins at no extra cost, although the new chargeable menu does represent an increased range versus the previous free option. Another cutback, change in time reminders. In previous cruises, passengers would find a helpful change in time reminder card placed in their cabins. This card served as a convenient reference, reminding them to adjust their clocks for any time zone changes. However, as part of the recent cutbacks, P&O Cruises has discontinued the provision of these reminder cards. Whilst this may not significantly impact the overall experience, it does remove a small convenience that passengers have come to expect. Next cutback, cruise/navigation logs. On the final night of a cruise, passengers would typically receive a cruise/navigation log as a keepsake. This log would provide a summary of the journey, highlighting key milestones, ports of call, and memorable moments. However, as part of the cutbacks, P&O Cruises has decided to discontinue the distribution of these logs. Although it may not significantly impact on the overall enjoyment of the cruise, it does remove a sentimental element that many passengers appreciated. A question for you, what cutbacks have you noticed? Have I missed any? Let me know in those comments below. And is a cutback actually a cutback if the price hasn't kept pace with inflation? Ooh, philosophical, Jamie. It does seem that there are some very well-priced cruises currently, particularly on Avia and Iona, where P&O benefit from economies of scale. Not forgetting, P&O is one of the few cruise lines to not charge gratuities. It's included in your overall price. Or would you rather pay that little bit more to have those extra little touches back? As always, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to follow Travel Blog Jamie on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Over the top? OTT much? Me? I don't think so.